We are at the Fallon Playground, which is our new ultra-modern, great, fantastic playground in the middle of Rosendale. So Chris and I knew each other from the neighborhood, and we found ourselves getting in the cars and taking our kids to other playgrounds around the city, and we thought this was a little odd. And so we had a hunch that something was a little wrong, and we did a little research, and we found that Rosendale was at the very bottom of the list for the number of playgrounds, raw data, and then the number per kid, and then also, per capita, and then the number of money spent by the city. And so we put together a little of a position paper and got a real strong response from the city, and they let us know that they wanted to do something about it.
Tell me about what you're doing.
Like I do. I'm climbing.
You're climbing. All right, well that's good.
One of the things we also spend a lot of time talking about is the importance of having risky and challenging elements at a playground, and I think here is where we always try to have to point out that we differentiate very much between hazards and risk. We understand that kids are going to seek out risk and they're going to seek out challenges, and that if you can build a playground that really is designed well and does not present a lot of hazards but does present a lot of risks, that's actually a great environment for a kid to encounter those types of risks.
In the community meetings, we had advocated for something that would be iconic for this playground and for Rosendale, that would help Rosendale have a bigger identity around play.
As I recall, the story is that another city had purchased the climbing net and the slide and then had decided not to install it, and so it was effectively a surplus piece of equipment that the manufacturer was able to sell to the city at somewhat of a discount.
The view is perfect. When you're up there, you get a perfect view of pretty much the whole park.
It is something that kids work up to, and for some kids, it's a real difficult and frightening thing to do, but the mastery of it is really where the reward is, and that's where the skills are built, and that's where the satisfaction is gained.
If you encounter a swing, you probably know how to use a swing. If you encounter a slide, you probably know how to use a slide. If you encounter a few big yellow poles sticking out of the ground at funny angles, you might not know what to make of it at first. And a lot of parents, a lot of kids sort of look at them and are a little bit mystified by them. Other kids look at them and see a forest, or they see a great place for hide and seek, or they just want to do a little zigzag pattern running through them. Amazing people live in Boston, and they're out there doing amazing things, but they're not necessarily coordinated, and they don't necessarily know the best ways of getting involved. And one of the things that has been really cool about Rosendale Wants to Play is that as we've come to be known throughout the neighborhood, we've started to attract the people with these skills who are really interested in getting involved, but maybe didn't necessarily have a good outlet for doing it. And that should be happening all over the city. I mean, Boston is just an amazing, amazing place.